My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Schuma Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which come straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, air con filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Schuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960 747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Schuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The Happy World of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news. The headlines. Police seize 29.9 kg of gold and 200,000 US dollars cash hidden within the door panels of a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. Zambia makes progress in launching satellite. Travelers advised to consider this news 5FM Facebook page and YouTube channel. 5 with the details. I'm Herbert Mutabi. Recovered 29.9 kilograms of gold and 200,000 US dollars in cash concealed within the door panels of a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. Inspector General of Police Grafao Musamba says this successful recovery followed credible intelligence received on 12th August 2024, which indicated that a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado bearing a Zimbabwean number plate was suspected of transporting precious stones. Mr. Musamba explains that acting swiftly on this information, the police impounded the vehicle, which was driven by Zhao Changsan, aged 58, accompanied by Zhao Yajing, aged 46, both Chinese nationals. He says a thorough search of the vehicle was conducted on 13th August 2024 by a joint team of police officers from police headquarters and Lusaka division. Mr. Musamba says that the search led to the discovery of 29.9 kilograms of gold and 200,000 US dollars. He adds that the recovered gold was tested and confirmed by experts from the Ministry of Mines, and the money was authenticated by officials from the Bank of Zambia.
The recovered gold was tested and confirmed by experts from the Ministry of Mines, and the money was authenticated by officials from the Bank of Zambia. The gold and money have been securely sold and as exhibits as investigations now continue. Additional achievements during Operation Kutu. In addition to the above recovery, the joint team conducted the raids and snap checks in various compounds and along major roads, resulting in further notable successes. 2 Toyota Hilux vehicles reported stolen from South Africa were impounded.
In a related development, the Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, has continued to intensify its fight against drug trafficking and abuse across the country, achieving significant results in recent operations conducted in the southern, central, and Luapula provinces. DC Assistant Public Relations Officer Teresa Mawere says in a series of target DC officers based in Livingstone executed successful raids in Maramba and Malota compounds, which resulted in the arrest of Frederick Chirufya, male aged 21, a medical student at Mulungushi University. Ms. Mawere says Chirufya, who resides in Maramba compound, was apprehended for trafficking in 476 sachets of heroin and 27 rocks of suspected cocaine. Notably, investigations revealed that Chirufya is one of the largest suppliers of heroin in Livingstone and has been under DC surveillance for some time. She adds that DC officers also seized a significant quantity of drugs that were abandoned by fleeing drug pushers in Malota compound.
In Central Province, notable arrests include Doreen Katieta, female aged 49 in Kapirimposhi, and John Mulewa, male aged 41, Mosambula village, both found in possession of large quantities of cannabis. Another operation in Samba district led to the arrest of Gertrude Tembo, female aged 24, for trafficking in cannabis. These actions highlight the DC's commitment to tackling trafficking in rural and urban areas.
The government has completed the construction of the Earth Receiving Station ahead of the launch of the country's first satellite. Technology and Science Minister Felix Mutati says government has so far spent over $14 million to complete the ground receiving station, which is located in 10 miles area of Chivombo district. Mr. Mutati says experts are now testing the ground receiving station as they prepare to go into phase 2 of the preparations to launch the satellite. Speaking in Osaka West after he toured a wonderful group of companies, Mr. Mutati said government is committed to launch a satellite with culture, forestry, groundwater management, and other sectors. Mr. Mutati says that the satellite will help predict the weather and avert effects of climate change, such as drought. Meanwhile, Mr. Mutati says the $1 billion which a wonderful group of companies has invested in its fertilizer and towel business in Lusaka has created the much-needed jobs in the capital city.
We need to put in place sensible policies to drive investment. In putting in sensible policies for the wonderful group, government has created enabling environment, including tax incentives, including concessions, including breaking down the bureaucracies, even allowing the flow of exports, and also opening up their products to the region.
And wonderful group of companies, Deputy Chief Executive Officer Roy Mwamba said that the institution is looking for 400 chemical engineers to operate the ammonium nitrate and urea plants, which are scheduled to be operationalized in 2026.
As a group, we want to take your visit as an opportunity also to announce one of the strategies that we are working on. We are engaging already our company secretary at the meeting at University of Zambia to see if they have a school of chemical engineering. Unfortunately, they do not have. We are moving to Copperbelt University. We want to sign a memorandum of understanding with the university to adopt school of chemical engineering, because to operate, we shall require about 400 chemical engineers.
The Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA, has revealed that it has, in the last 3 months, successfully attained a 77% distribution rate of health commodities to various health facilities across the country. ZAMSA Corporate Communications Senior Manager Bradley Chingove explains that in Cycle 2 of 2024, which ran from April to July, the agency successfully shipped 8 of the 107 scheduled routes. Mr. Chingove says the distribution process for Cycle 2 is still ongoing, with several hubs actively completing their last mile deliveries. He says that the areas effectively covered so far are Lusaka, Central, Northwestern, Western, Luapula, Northern, Muchinga, Southern, and Copperbelt provinces. Mr. Chingobe states that part of the commodities distributed include health center kits, ARVs, and other essential medicines as required by the facilities. He adds that for Cycle 3, the central warehouse has already begun the shipping of commodities to the last mile in facilities in Lusaka and Central provinces.
The areas effectively covered so far are Lusaka, Central, Northwestern, Western, Luapula, Northern, Muchinga, Southern, and Copperbelt provinces. It is important to note that part of the commodities distributed include health center kits, ARVs, and other essential medicines as requested by the various facilities in the country. Cycle 3, the central warehouse already began the shipping of commodities to the last mile in facilities in Lusaka and Central provinces.
Youth, Sports and Arts Minister Elvis Nkandu has applauded Worldwide for Nature, WW Zambia, and I'll read that again. Youth, Sports and Arts Minister Elvis Nkandu has applauded Worldwide for Nature, WWF Zambia, and MTN Foundation for initiating the Pachipanda Innovation Challenge, which recognizes the indispensable role of small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, and young people play in the attainment of socio-economic development. Speaking during the launch of the Pachipanda Innovation Challenge, Version 3 today, Mr. Nkandu thanked the two organizations for creating a platform that challenges young people and small and medium enterprises to create long sustainable solutions. He says that the initiative is a timely competition that seeks to address the devastating environmental threats caused by climate change.
WWF Zambia and MTN Foundation for initiating the Pachipanda Innovation Challenge, which recognizes the indispensable role SMEs and young people play in the attainment of socio-economic development. And this reminds me also, yesterday when we were at the Investor Summit, the President talked about one important issue that you have also tackled in your discussion, that problems are created so that solutions are found. So that then we should not always be crying when we have challenges. And one important thing is that we talked about challenges. We should not always talk about challenges. Whosoever comes, whosoever is talking, just we have this challenge, we have this challenge. I know every challenge comes with opportunities.
Speaking at the same event, MTN Foundation Vice Chairperson Chilungu Simukoko said it is a great feeling to see the launch of the Pachipanda Innovation Challenge taking the initiative to the world.
It's a small team doing big things and bigger and better and taking Zambia to Chalo. I think this is the most exciting part of Pachipanda for us this year, is that we have been recognized. And even though we work long hours, Lisa does a lot of mighty work, both with MTN and the foundation. And we are happy, I think, at this point to see that we are launching the event to take it to Chalo. In fact, we would have done it a lot sooner, but we had to wait for the other channels to come on board. And we were ready, and yet I think last year when the minister was around about June, now it's August, and we're ready to go.
And one of the recipients of the Pachipanda Innovation Challenge, Ahmad Hamwi, has urged young people and small and medium enterprises to take part in the challenge.
And I want to take this opportunity to urge more innovators and entrepreneurs and change makers to apply to this competition in the future. The world needs your ideas, your passion, and your commitment to solve the challenges that we face. This is your chance to turn your vision into reality and impact not only Zambia, but the world. Zambia is waiting for a Zambian solution made by Zambian innovators. And the world is waiting for a solution that only you can provide.
In other news trending this evening, The European Union (EU) and the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa (COMESA) have signed a €40 million financing on the switch to circular economy in East and Southern Africa agreement aimed at boosting an inclusive transition from a linear to a circular economy by promoting green and circular business models. Energy Minister Makozo Chikote has announced that ZESCO will extend power rationing hours to 17 hours daily effective 1st September 2024. Up next, business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In business news, the Siavonga Town Council has disbursed over 3.2 million kwacha under the 2024 Constituency Development Fund CDF allocation for loans and grants empowerment in handing over the checks to the 112 beneficiaries, which included cooperatives, women and youths, clubs drawn from all the 12 wards in his constituency. Siavonga Constituency Member of Parliament Darius Mulunda says that this initiative is government's desire to see to it that CDF empowerment funds are visible in every ward, but however expressed a sadness that government is aware of beneficiaries of loans who were empowered but were refusing to pay back because they used the money for their personal gain. Mr. Mulunda told the 2024 beneficiaries that because of what other loan and grants beneficiaries did for failing to meet the conditions of the loans they got, the new beneficiaries will only have access to their funds by next week when the bank schools them how to do business, but has commended some loans and grants beneficiaries that are doing well in their businesses and assured them that they will be considered for more additional funds in future. This is according to a statement issued by Siavonga Town Council Public Relations Officer Gwendolyn Mchenga. Ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In foreign news, travelers should consider getting vaccinated against Mpox if they will be visiting affected areas in Africa, new advice says. The European Centre for Disease Prevention and Control, ECDC, has updated its recommendations in response to outbreaks of a new strain of the virus. Other continents, including Europe, can expect more cases too, it says. ECDC says that the risk of it spreading everywhere is low, despite the World Health Organization recently declaring the Mpox situation a global emergency. The disease, formerly known as monkeypox, can be passed on by closer contact with anyone with the infection. There's a roundup from the BBC for other world news stories.
The World Health Organization says it fears lessons from the COVID-19 pandemic might not be applied to the spread of the new Mpox strain outside Africa, and is worried wealthy countries will now hoard their vaccine stockpiles. Detected the case of the new strain outside Africa on Thursday. Thailand's new Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra, who's never served in government before, says her administration will have a strong and experienced team to lead the country. Shortly after her parliament confirmed her appointment, she said she hoped to take Thailand forward to the benefit of all Thais. The British and French foreign ministers have condemned an attack by extremist Israeli settlers on a village in the occupied West Bank, in which one Palestinian man was killed. The British Foreign Secretary David Lammy described the incident as abhorrent during a visit to Jerusalem.
In sports news, Liverpool manager Arne Slot says that the club are still looking to strengthen the squad before the transfer window closes. The Reds tried to sign Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad, but missed out after the Spain midfielder decided against the move. It means Liverpool are the only Premier League side who have not made a major signing this summer, with the transfer window closing at 23 hours British Standard Time on Friday, 30th August. We now have the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road. From Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
The evening will have clear skies and mild to cool. Ends the weather report.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
That brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. Police have recovered 29.9 kilograms of gold and $200,000 in cash concealed within the door panels of a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. Government has completed the construction of the Earth receiving station ahead of the launch of the country's first satellite. Travelers should consider getting vaccinated against Mpox if they will be visiting affected areas in Africa, new advice says. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio.